Check-out time. Check-out. Go.
Checkout procedures have been completed. Thank you for your visit.
Good morning. You're gonna go pretty early. Just...
Bye. Excuse me. Here is your pouch.
Usually when you say 2 o'clock, when you say 2, I had that food poisoning come in. I didn't really have a health issue in a very long time.
Nippombashi.
Color sensation everywhere.
Is this going towards that?
Dotonbori,
It's
yeah.
going towards it. No, some pie.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Oh, cheers. With water. Cheers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now here's your Onitsuka. Romy! Dotonbori! Video!
Please take your time. Thank you so much. And reload. Reload.
Bento boxes. Hey Mario. We're back here again. Dotonbori. Oh, we are at Ichiran. Let's go.
They took me.
Video. 6 o'clock. Ah, good morning. Nobody. 6:30.
なっている場所もございますので、お客様。
Good morning, 6:36. I'm waiting. 7:30. People. It's 8 o'clock.
皆様が安心してパークを楽しめるよう保安検査を行い
46. We are still waiting. Oh, that's okay. Good job, baby. Whew. Single riders. Oh, already 40 minutes. Oh, also a different line here. Koopa. Okay. Yoshi. Mario Mortals. Awesome. Dân lại thật. Another bomb. Oh no!
もう一回タッチしましょう。開け待ちに大丈夫ですよ。ありがとうございます。
Okay, arigatou gozaimasu. I want to see him play. Star. Donkey Kong Country. Where is it? It's so cute. バイバイ Super Nintendo World. Did you have fun? The time entry. Flying dinosaur.
Good for you.
Oh, wicked.
Let's celebrate, let's take a date. Psycho vibes, I get there.
Your point. Oh, they're on the skater.
Second turn.
Not feeling sprinting through this morning. Mario Kart.
It's like he's drawing.
I know. How many things do you need on your back? Oh my. Matchy outfit. Nice. I know. Bye bye.
存分に味わえるユニバーサル
Let's go. Sardines. Sardines. Got tiger. Number 7. It's an express.
safe. Warming up. It's warming up.
I already warm already. It's cold today.
Huh?
Huh?
You like to give me position?
Get already. The people everywhere. It's coolish. Maido. The soft serve ice cream. Checking out. Bye bye. Whoop. Let's bye bye the Tintin.
This is what it's like to be a salary man.
講師の熱い授業で志望大学
It's from mom.
8発でございます。
We're going to the lounge.
So this cheer plan.
Hurry in, hurry in, hurry in. We're in the Sakura Lounge in ITM Airport. Bye.